waiting for the 89 bus to take us to the Winter Fantasy at the Sawdust Festival. And this has been something they've been doing for many years, and it's only on the weekends, so we want to take advantage, and it's a beautiful day. And guess what? You can take the bus for $1.50 round trip, and you don't have to worry about parking, and you can be relaxed, and you can come back, and there's a great schedule. Right here, 75, is that right?
That's exactly right.
Costs 75 cents, although you can buy your round trip right away, and then you just have this little ticket that you insert when you return. And there's a very good schedule, and it gives you plenty of time to see and do everything you want to do. So the bus is really the easiest and less hassle way to do this. The thing you really want to remember, though, is that this festival only runs for the weekends until December 17th, which is the last day. So don't waste any time going because you won't want to miss it. Here we are, and I don't think it took more than 20 minutes to get here. See how easy it is? Now we're going to walk over to the Sawdust Festival, and we are going to go into the Winter Fantasy. Here we are. We're ready to experience the Winter Fantasy. I've even got my Santa hat on. I'm all in this Christmas spirit, or the holiday spirit, since people of all religions and all celebrations come to this wonderful place. So let's get started. Well, I've never been to the Winter Fantasy, so I'm very excited. Some of you may remember by watching our shows that we were here for the Summer Sawdust Festival. And when we realized they were going to have this, we thought we just have to come back. So we're going to get started now and have a great adventure talking to some of the artists and finding out all about this Winter Fantasy. So far, I'm really loving it. I'm looking around, just sort of taking everything in. Here's a beautiful Christmas tree. There's a lot of trees. All the buildings are decorated with these beautiful ornaments and lots of lights. So it's really a magical place, a place where you can really feel the spirit of the holidays. And again, it's for everybody. And there's certainly a lot of families here with little kids. There's big kids and older adults all enjoying it. Here's one of the fun things to do right when you come into the festival is to sit in this great little sleigh and have your picture taken. And there's a lot of people doing that, and they're having a lot of big smiles and having a great time. If you want your picture taken with Santa, you got to stand in line. But we just thought we'd get a little shot of what's going on in there, watching all the people having fun and sitting on Santa's lap, and little babies and big adults and all getting to meet Santa. He looks like a real Santa. Maybe he is. He's a little early, but we don't care. We found the back door to Santa. So here he is. You can see him, and you can see that there are many people in line to visit him. We're back with Muffin. Last summer, Muffin was in the glass-blowing booth, and this time she's in her own booth. Tell us what you have to show us.
My favorite thing for this time of the year is a little thing that I call a snow angel, maybe this big. In the summertime, I make my angels clear with a colored heart, and in the winter, they're white, snow white.
I remember the little angel you showed us in the summer.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, and now you make one for the holidays.
For the winter, yeah. And I
great.
spent my 2 hours this morning making them, because I've run out.
Wasn't that great?
Yeah, so I'll have plenty for next weekend.
Oh, good, because you'll have time. You'll have time during the week to make up and do all that stuff.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
So, has it been fun so far?
Yeah, actually, we've had record attendance. Frankie up in the office has been working with Facebook, and our first day we were over 5,000 people, which is
wow.
That beats all first days of summer and all winters of
really?
the past. Yeah.
So the Facebook thing does work, doesn't it?
I asked 9 people that first day, how come you're here? And 8 of them said Facebook. I saw it on Facebook.
And I think you might draw from places, like even from LA. I bet you
absolutely.
You're drawing people
all over
from
the
LA.
place.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, it really feels great when you're in here. It feels so good.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope you have fun, and I hope you sell a lot more of your angels.
Thank you. I'm going to hug you.
Oh, I'm going to hug you too.
How big a piece of wood do you start with or something?
This reminds me a little bit of Lloyd's work that we had in the summer when we were at Festival of the Arts, but he did it all in bowls, and this gentleman is doing it in various sizes and shapes, and mostly different shapes of wine glasses. It's wonderful. And I suppose they could be used for all kinds of things. He's got goblets, and he's got wine glasses. So he's got a whole range of possibilities here, and beautifully done, beautiful art. You never know what you're going to find, but if you keep walking around, you're always going to find interesting things. So let's find out from the artist exactly what his art is. We're going to talk to Josh, and we were sort of mesmerized by his artwork, so we thought we better come in and talk to him. So Josh, tell us how you create this and why you decided to create this art.
Okay, well this is all my artwork, which is basically acrylic paint and resin, and they're just on canvas, so everything's real lightweight. You see a lot of, I have a lot of surf art and scripture art, so I'm a born-again Christian artist, and I just love the surf, so I love to paint the waves. This is one of my favorite things to paint the waves. So the waves, I pour the acrylic down and I move the paint around with a stick, and all while listening to music. So my company is called Abstract Rhythms, so the rhythms come from the music. But so I just try to have fun.
And you do, and the thing that surprised me is that when you said it was on canvas.
Yeah, most people think they're really heavy.
I know, it has that look of being heavy, but yet it isn't.
Right, that's right.
That's great. How did you actually get to this concept? Because did you just have trial and error, or what happened?
Well, okay, so that's a good question. So I've been doing art my whole life, but about 8 years ago I was working in the concrete industry doing flooring. So I would go to like Wahoo's Fish Tacos. We did the floor Wahoo's, a lot of other different restaurants. So I would work all day, and then I would take home all the extra epoxy and the resin, and then I would come home and apply it to my art, which then just kept evolving and kept changing, and basically I became almost a epoxy a master. I know how to mix everything really well, and which is not easy.
We would like to know from Josh a little more about what are the things that you must see when you come here. Certainly his booth, certainly, but I know he's got some others to offer.
Yeah, well, the winter show is a special show. I mean, it's a lot different than the summer. So the winter it's all the whole Christmas theme, which is really cool. Santa Claus is here. Excellent for if you have young kids. Bring the kids down, walk around. Good food. There's a bar down there, wine and beer. It's just a real mellow environment, and
music too. We
and
heard some music.
Always the music.
Yeah.
So there's always music here. So there's always something to do.
Great.
And then do all your Christmas shopping.
That's another wonderful part of this, and I noticed that even when we were here in the summer. I mean, you can buy something very expensive and you can buy something very reasonable. So it really is for everybody. So if you watched our show this summer, you know that we talked with Rachel. And she's so busy we can't even talk to her again. But the show is bringing in record numbers, so we really hope that you'll come and see all the beautiful things. She has some great jewelry. So you'll want to visit Rachel, and you'll know her by this fabulous tree that's right in the middle of her booth.
This one is right down this path.
This booth is fun. This is all beautiful glass-blown ornaments. And you can see them hanging all around her booth. And then she's also talking to the children about going and watching the glassblower do his work, so that they get a feel for what the end result is when they see these beautiful ornaments.
Is this place giving you the Christmas spirit?
Oh yes, you know, anytime you see a lot of sparkle lights and great and so many lovely gifts that you can buy that you can afford to give people. So that's another great thing. And then if it's handmade, for most people that means a lot more.
Dogs are done, but I do.
We have just discovered Adriana, and she has this beautiful artwork, and it's Ukrainian eggs. And it's a certain kind of artwork that she does. She's very busy, but we're hoping to talk to her because we'd like to find out more about how she actually does it. And we know she does it freehand, which makes it very, very exciting. Tell us, Adriana, how do you actually accomplish this beautiful artwork?
The way that I decorate the eggs is with my tool, I melt beeswax inside the little funnel, and there's a tiny little hole at the bottom there that I draw wax lines onto the egg, and I mask off everything that I want to stay white on the design, to cover it with the wax, and then I dip the egg into a yellow dye bath. Anything that I want to stay yellow, I cover with wax, so like the teardrops and the pine needles, and that protects that yellow color on the egg. Then I dip the egg into an orange dye bath. Anything that was not covered with wax turns orange. When I want to stay orange, I cover with wax. That seals that orange color on the egg and protects it. Dip the egg into a red dye bath. Whatever I want to stay red, I cover with wax, protect that red color. Then I dip the egg into a black dye bath, and then I melt all of the wax off to reveal the designs and colors underneath.
Beautiful. And a really quite a long process.
Yes.
So how long does it take you to create one egg?
It depends on the complexity of the design. The majority of my chicken eggs take anywhere from 4 to 8 hours to decorate.
That's what I thought.
So, like the particular one that I just showed you, that design takes me approximately 2 hours to create.
Okay. But it's a beautiful end result. And are you finding that people want to purchase these for gifts this year?
Yes, this is a very traditional art form. It's been around for about 4,000 years, so people really do like to have a very traditional design or a traditional type of artwork. And so, and the egg shape just fits nicely on a Christmas tree and also just in everybody's everyday life.
And then how do you get what's in the egg out of the egg?
The way that I do empty them out, so I drill a little hole at the bottom of the egg, and then I have a syringe that I force air inside that hole, and it pushes everything out the same hole.
Wow, that's great. And it's really beautiful. You do
Thank
great
you.
work. How long have you been doing it?
I started decorating eggs when I was 6 years old. My mother taught me how this is a Ukrainian tradition that has been around for over 4,000 years. So it's been passed down from generation to generation. And both my parents were born in Ukraine. I was born here in the States, but raised in the culture with the language, the foods, and the arts. And so when I was 6 years old, I started being taught how to decorate the eggs and have been working on them ever since.
It's great. It's very beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Here's the kids' craft area. This is such a great place for you to bring your grandchildren, and they will have the opportunity to learn how to do it. And there's wonderful volunteers helping them and instructing them and leading the way so that they can actually make something that they're very proud of. We're visiting with students from the Laguna Art and Design College. And one of the gals here is throwing a pot right now, but what they do while they're here is they help the kids to create something and have a lot of fun with it. And besides that, some of them are not even doing the art of the pottery, they are doing other types of art forms, but they are just down here volunteering, and because of their artistic ways, they are able to do this. So we're just watching this pot. It looks like it's getting there. It looks like it's almost there. And she's going to have a neat little pot. There's so many places here to have your picture taken, and this is one of them. How do I look as a snow woman? One of the other great things is the food, and this is just one of the areas that serves food. And you can see that it must be just around dinner time, so there's packed with all kinds of people enjoying themselves. So as we travel through the whole art festival, you sort of get this great feeling about the holidays, however you may celebrate them. And of course the music is in the background. That's part of the joy of being here. You have the joy of what you see and all the lights and the people and the artists who are having a great time as well. And then you have the food and the music. And it all sort of comes together and makes you feel very warm and fuzzy for sure. I call it a little magical place. Something you're not going to see every day. Something that when your relatives are back in the snow, you're going to be here, maybe wearing a warm jacket, but you're going to be in this great atmosphere. And during the day, the sun is shining. And now we're here at night with all the lights, and it's just a wonderful place. we are talking to Davey, and he's a jewelry artist. Of course, the first thing that attracted me to Davey was this fabulous hat he's wearing. But then I took a look at all this jewelry, and I thought, we have to know more. So tell us about your jewelry, what kinds of elements you use, and why you got started doing this.
All right, so I work with gold, silver, platinum, bronze, brass, and I've got something for everyone. You can spend, $4,000 to $50, and I got all handmade stuff. I make it with a torch. Everything's welded. I learned my craft right here at the Sawdust Festival from Earl Reed, who's been here for 53 years. And so I am just blessed to have such an amazing venue where I can hang out with friends, drink beer, and sell jewelry at the same time.
So tell me, what is this piece made of?
So this is an olive topaz, and I do a 14-karat gold fill on all the gold, so it won't rub off like plating. We guarantee everything for life to look exactly like it does now for as long as you have it.
So tell me about all the different types of gems that you use. I mean, it looks like you have a whole variety. You're using topaz, what else?
Yes, so this is called a Japanese snow agate.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, moissanite, shadowkite, fire opals,
Fire opal,
turquoise,
that's beautiful.
abalone, druzy, and this is labradorite, which kind of glows.
And it's interesting labradorite because I've seen a lot of labradorite, but not this color.
Yes.
This is really something. That's beautiful.
I know where to get the very best labradorite.
Where do you get it?
Well,
Nothing
the Tucson Gem Show is the biggest gem show in the world.
Exactly.
But there's 50 different gem shows, and each gem show has thousands of exhibitors. So after going there for 7 years straight, I've built relationships and found the people with the very best stones.
You know exactly where to go and to get it when you need it. That's great. Because your gems are beautiful. They're really beautiful. And you do a lot of different kinds of things. So for somebody who wants something small, you've got something really small for them. And then you've got some really big pieces, which there's always people who love big pieces.
Absolutely.
So you do have a great variety.
You have a favorite piece in the case?
Yeah, I do. I would say that it would be this. It's a multicolored giant natural blue topaz.
Oh, is that beautiful?
The heart of the ocean, just like the Titanic movie.
Are you gonna feel a little sad when somebody buys it?
Yeah, very sad.
Now that's interesting because is it the same shape as the one that was in the movie?
Hers was, I believe, a heart shape, and that's round, so
it's
slightly
really,
different. But
really dynamite.
How much is that piece?
$4,500.
Hey,
Is that a good price?
Yeah, killer deal.
I think for what it is and the beauty of it, you bet. Because artists should never feel ashamed of what they charge because they put so much work and love into what they do.
Yes, and I tell people that my prices are about a third of what you'd pay in retail because two of the biggest price inflating factors are rent and then they buy and sell. And here, I don't have any rent and you're buying directly from the manufacturer. So we get to cut out the middleman, give you the biggest, best rocks at the best price possible.
Of course, Davey's a very nice looking man, and of course he's totally enhanced by that fabulous hat that he's wearing. But I guess he would be typical of some of the beautiful people that are here, and there are many of them. And these artists are not only creative, but they're really interesting and beautiful people because you can get to know them quite well in a short period of time because they're also open. So it makes it much more exciting. And you should, even if you're not buying something, you should take the time to talk to the artists and ask about how they do their art. And it's something that you'll experience that will help educate you, and it'll make the whole festival more interesting.
You're kind of like a legacy guy. You got trained by somebody that's been here for 53 years. You sort of grew up in this place at some level, right?
That's right.
What was that like?
It was the best education I could ask for. I also went to college and got a degree in studio art with an emphasis in jewelry. But there's nothing like an apprenticeship, because in college you get taught one thing and wait in line with a bunch of people, and here it's just nonstop hands-on. Every day you learn and improve. So I couldn't ask for a better education, and a fun one with this great entertaining.
And you get to hang out with all the artists. I'm sure you guys go out and have food and beverages. What's it been like to be a part of this community?
It's been a nonstop fun ride, and I would not trade it for anything else in the world.
What's the best thing that's ever happened to you being a part of this show? Do you have a best thing?
I'd say the best thing is just being part of this big family, and you feel like you're just coming out and hanging out with your friends every day, and it doesn't feel like work.
One of the reasons that I was attracted to Davey's booth was this funny hat he was wearing. And you know, when you see someone wear a hat like that, and among all that beautiful jewelry that he's making, he just somehow got the feeling he's got a little adventure in him. And as we talked to him, we found out he definitely does. We're back and we're looking at Greg Thorne, and he's been here since the beginning. And we spent quite a bit of time talking to him this summer, and he makes all this beautiful turquoise jewelry. And he has a special source to continue to get the good turquoise, because it's not that easy to get anymore. And right now he's talking to some customers, and he's a very interesting man with a great history. So we just thought we'd take a look at him one more time. Here we are with Sherry Cohn and her beautiful handcrafted jewelry. And we talked to Sherry in the summer, but now she and her husband Brian are here at the wonderful Winter Fantasy at Sawdust. So I want to ask Sherry again more about her art, and she's got such a beautiful display here. So take it away, Sherry.
Well, many people often ask me about who wears these pieces because they're so large and they're so bold and they're so dramatic. And what I like to say is, at some point in our lives, we don't want to be invisible anymore. We want to embrace ourselves. We want to embrace our inner strength. We want to embrace our sense of drama. And so women who are self-confident, women who are not worried about what does the world think, what's trendy, what's popular, what's the weather lady wearing, those are the people who come and they love my jewelry. People who've had enough time in their life to experience the freedom to wear what gives them joy. And that's what I try and do. I try and build jewelry that is both dramatic, stunning. People, strangers will walk up to you, they'll want to know, where did you get it? They're so unusual, they're so different. I use non-traditional stones. I don't use precious diamonds and things like that. And so I have here, this is amethyst, and this stone is called aqua aura. This is amber. This is a 250 million year old fossil. Now let me show you another version of that. This is a larger one. This is a fossil where the minerals that live in the earth are the same minerals that cause iron pyrite. So they eat out the center of the ammonite, the fossil, and then they pyritize it. So the center is, nothing's been done to it. That's nature. So I'm always looking for different and unusual materials to use. And then I, of course, do all of the metal work. So I'm using bronze and sterling silver. Lost wax casting is the name of the process, which I teach at the Irvine Fine Arts Center. And so, again, if you look at my pieces, they are not jewelry. They are art. Yes.
Sure, and I'm fortunate enough to be wearing one of them, and isn't it beautiful? And Sherry sort of hand-picked this for me because it looks good against the red. So it's really another dynamite piece, and it would be fun to wear. And I think sometimes we just have to be a little bolder than we think we can be. We're here to support the artists, but it's especially nice for us to support local artists, and Sherry and Brian live in Laguna Woods, and to see them when you come down here, you want to take the paved walkway, and when you go towards the glass blowing booth, they're going to be just a little bit down the hill on the right. So come and see them, and their booth number is 426. We're talking with Marita, who was born in Russia, and who has a wonderful piece of artwork here for you to, well, many pieces of artwork for you to take a good look at and possibly put one on your head, because she has this wonderful saying that says, if nothing goes right, buy a crown. So Marita, tell us about your crowns and how you got started making them.
I was born in Russia, St. Petersburg, and my ancestors were Russian aristocrats, so I have it in my genes. But how I started to make it, I started to make bridal tiaras first. And all my friends and family asked me, can you make something for me for special occasion, for a birthday, for going out, dinners, concerts. It's evolved, and a few years later, I have a booth at Sawdust.
That is so fun. And you know, I saw a girl leaving when we came in, and she had one on, and I think it was similar to that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I saw, and I thought, oh, how fun. So that one is beautiful. What's that made of?
I just lots of sparkles.
Okay.
Kind of like not diamonds, but what is it?
Well, crystals maybe, or
crystals, yeah, false diamonds, also. Rhinestones.
right, and rhinestones. That's fun. And are there any that are really popular, like your most popular?
Yes, my most popular in Laguna. There's beach shell headbands.
That's wonderful.
And this is one of very popular because it's simple but elegant. It's not
Yes.
like a crown.
That one is really perfect for the beach, isn't it? You are never too old for a tiara.
I have a client from 4 years old to 90. My oldest client was 90 years old, and her friends bought it for her birthday.
That's great. And so, what is your price range?
My lowest price 45, and
Very-
my highest price this one. It looks like antique.
Oh, that's
it's
amazing.
$1,100.
Oh, that looks like something an empress should wear,
Yes.
or a queen, right? Your work is beautiful. Your work is really beautiful. And how many years have you been creating these? I know you've been at the show. This is your second year. But how
Let's
many?
say a few years because I was not selling them. I just was giving them
Yeah, but you were doing it for friends and relatives.
because
and
I'm trained as an architect. So
Oh, you
design-
are. I'll be darned. Did you use your architecture training to create?
It's my first year that I'm not working in a corporate office.
Oh.
So I was working as an architect.
Because otherwise you've been in an architect's office.
Yes.
Well, here we are, and this is where we thought we would end it all for today because it's so beautiful in this little gazebo area, which is all decorated and all lit up. And we're just going to go home now with this warm, fuzzy feeling. So we invite you to come down and get some of that. And we've seen so many lovely things, and I'm sure you'll find gifts. I'm sure you'll find interesting people to talk to, wonderful food to eat, and great music to listen to. Couldn't be better.